Kamala Harris says she supports eliminating taxes on tips just like Donald Trump. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with a new video. Today, we have to talk about the 2024 presidential election because Kamala Harris made her first major mistake since becoming the Democratic nominee for president. And I know you could argue, well, Tim Walz was a big disaster, and I'm not gonna argue with you. I think he's a massive mistake by the Harris campaign, but I really believe Harris had her first major blunder on the campaign trail yesterday. And for those that don't know, Kamala Harris finally announced a unique policy proposal. Yeah, that's right. She's been a candidate for what, 4 weeks now? And before yesterday, she hasn't announced a single unique policy proposal. Now, people are going to say, well, she said she's going to defend abortion rights. No, I'm not talking about something generic like that. I'm talking about something unique, something specific on one issue. And she finally announced something. For the first time this campaign, she announced a unique policy proposal. The problem is, she just copied Trump. Yeah. The very first proposal was eliminating taxes on tips. Doesn't that sound awfully familiar? I mean, seriously, you could have went with anything. You could have done something with healthcare, with the economy, anything unique. But you decided, you know what? We gotta copy and paste what Trump said. It's literally word for word what Trump wanted. This is just crazy. I cannot believe that the campaign thought this was a good idea. And for those that don't believe me, look at this video. This is a video comparing Trump, what is it, 2 months ago? In Las Vegas, by the way, to Harris just yesterday, who, by the way, was in Las Vegas. Yeah, not only did she copy and paste a policy, she did it in the exact same city as Trump did. Just think about that. Just watch the video. Watch this.
When I get to office, we are going to not charge taxes on tips, people making tips.
Eliminate taxes on tips for service and hospitality workers.
Yeah. Her very first proposal is just a copy and paste of what Trump said 2 months ago. I really thought this was fake. Like, no way she did that. Nope. She actually copied and pasted what Trump said. What a complete joke. And I really believe this is a massive mistake. Not because she supports that. That's what people gotta understand. Just because she supported the no taxes on tips, that doesn't make it a mistake. It's how they did it. The fact is, people have been waiting for months for something unique from the Harris campaign. I should say a month now. And the first thing they announce is just what Trump supports. No taxes on tips. What? You could have done anything. And you decided to just plagiarize Trump. This is just baffling to me. Why? You know there's plenty of videos out there of Trump 2 months ago saying we need to end taxes on tips. So why would you make that your first proposal? Why? It's just stupid. It doesn't make any sense why the campaign did this. Really, there's one of 3 explanations for why Harris did this. My first theory, and I think this might be the case, is the internals are not good for Harris. Like, the public polling has Trump losing every swing state. It's a bunch of crap. And maybe the internal polling, which, by the way, they surprisingly haven't leaked in the past month, which is kind of odd. Like, wait, if your polling is so good, she's up by 15 points everywhere, why hasn't the campaign, quote-unquote, leaked some of these numbers? Why? Maybe, just maybe, the polling isn't good for Harris. Maybe especially in a swing state like Nevada. Because that's where I think the no taxes on tips will matter the most. Obviously, it's Nevada, it has Las Vegas. You get the point. I think that's the most realistic reason for why this is happening. Secondly, you could argue, well, there's some staffer in the campaign that's so arrogant that they just thought, I support no tax on tips. Quick, Harris will read anything on the teleprompter, just copy and paste what Trump said. That could be the case. And number three, and this is, I guess, this is far out there, but I guess it's possible. Kamala Harris is so incompetent that she doesn't even realize who supported the no taxes on tips. She might actually think, oh, that's something that Biden would say. I'm going to say it during a rally. I guarantee you it's one of those three explanations. It could be something different, I guess, but what other explanations could there be to copy and paste what Trump said? Because you know that the Trump campaign, they're going to attack Harris for this. Hell, look at this. Trump has already put out a bunch of statements going after Harris for this garbage. Look at this. Kamala Harris, whose honeymoon period is ending and is starting to get hammered in the polls, just copied my no taxes on tips policy. The difference is she won't do it. She just wants it for political purposes. This was a Trump idea. She has no ideas. She can only steal from me. Remember, Kamala has proposed the largest tax increase in history. It won't happen. Make America great again. This is such a simple attack line because now you could just say, well, if you support no taxes on tips, why don't you just vote for the person that originally supported it? Not Kamala Harris, who just copied it a day ago. Go with the guy that announced it 2 to 3 months ago. It's such a simple attack line, and I don't think the Harris campaign, if they thought this was a good idea, I don't think they really understand what the hell they're doing. Because why would you copy and paste what Trump supports? Why? It's going to make your campaign look desperate if the Trump campaign plays this right. And I think they are. I think the Trump campaign and surrogates, they are attacking Harris properly. All they have to do is just show a video of Trump 2 months ago announcing the policy to Harris just yesterday. And in Las Vegas of all places, unbelievable that someone in the campaign thought this was a good idea. But like I said, if the polling is so good for Harris, why would you want to risk it by plagiarizing Trump's agenda? Why? Unless the polling isn't as good as the public polls suggest. That's what I think happened here. The campaign, they're realizing that, oh, wait, the actual polls, not the crap the media is pushing, is not good for us. We are in deep trouble in some of these states. So maybe we should just copy and paste what Trump supports. But the problem is the Harris campaign for weeks now has been trying to build a narrative that, oh, Kamala Harris is different. She's unique. She's going to propose different things. She's going to fight for something else. You know, like she's not just a generic politician. She's not a copycat. None of that. Really? She's not a copycat, but her first major policy proposal is just copy and paste what Trump supports. Hell, she has a history of this. Look at this. Just a couple months ago, back in March, she word for word copied what Trump supports on the cost of insulin. And I know you could say, well, this was back in March. Harris has a history of just copying and pasting what other candidates support because it polls well. That's not good. The fact is, she doesn't support any of this. Or at least actually supports it. She may publicly say she does. But if she can't give a unique policy proposal, just anything, it's going to make voters really think, wait, is this just John Kerry 2.0? Where she flip-flops every single day, she's a complete fake, and she is. Her vice president's a fake, she's a fake. This entire campaign is a big scam. Nothing they support, or quote-unquote support, they're going to do. Or just a week ago, they would have supported. There are so many problems with what Harris did here. And even the media, they're saying, yeah, Harris matches Trump proposal to ban taxes on tips. The fact that even the media is kind of reporting that this was a Trump idea, and that Harris just quote-unquote matched it, she copied it, but at the bare minimum, most of the outlets, they're at least admitting that this was a Trump idea and that she decided to copy it a couple months later. It's not a good look. Again, supporting no taxes on tips, that's not the problem. The problem is she announced this as her first major policy proposal, while as of now, her website has no platform. Yeah, that's right. As of now, she doesn't have a platform. So anytime she announces a major policy proposal, it's a big deal because we don't know what the hell Harris is actually running on. What does she support? What is she going to do if she somehow wins come November? And her first instinct is, well, just copy and paste what Trump said. That'll work. No, it won't. If the Trump campaign, I think that they're doing this, but if the Trump campaign was smart, they would run a bunch of ads on this. All they gotta say is, see, Kamala Harris agrees with Trump. She is desperate. She needs Trump's policies to win. This is a free win for the Republican Party. It just doesn't make any sense to me why the Harris campaign thought this was a good idea. Unless they're getting desperate. That's the only explanation that I can really think of that makes sense here. It just doesn't make any sense to make this your first major proposal. Like, unless you're desperate for support, you're in deep trouble. You realize that, oh, the public polling, yeah, a lot of it's horse shit. We're not winning Wisconsin by 5 points. We're not winning Michigan by 6 or whatever. We're currently down. That's what it sounds like here. That's the only explanation that really makes any kind of sense. Could it be that Harris just wants to support it? I guess. But it's not a good look. Especially if she's so far announced nothing else. Now, will this change the election much? I don't think so. But I do think it adds fuel to the fire that Harris is a complete fraud. She doesn't have any unique ideas, and anytime she announces something, it's just a copy and paste job of someone else. Which, by the way, that's exactly what Biden did. Throughout his entire career, he was a known plagiarist. He did this a bunch of times. So, what's the plan for Harris' campaign here? Just copy and paste what Trump says that everyone knows is universally supported? Like, for example, no taxes on tips? What's next? Is she going to announce, oh, we need to crack down on immigration? Which actually she did. One of her first major ads is, we need to secure the border. We need to hire more ICE agents. We need to fix the border and clean it all up. Who does that sound like to you? Who? It sounds like Trump. So even her first major ad, they just copied and pasted what Trump supports. I just can't believe that they thought this was a good idea. I'm hoping Team Trump is looking at this and saying to themselves, we need to run a bunch of ads on this to show the American people she doesn't have any clue what the hell she's going to do. She's a complete fraud. She's incompetent. And her only proposals are just ideas from other people. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Godspeed to all of you.